I have made a project named Git GitTube. Okay, so firstly, I will make a single file. For example, first dot html. Okay, so firstly, to make this repo, uh, then we have to initialize it. So these are all the basic command we have to use. So whenever you install Git in your system, firstly you have to configure your username and email ID, so that which will be used for all your commits you done and all your past commit, and then creating repo and all. Okay, so for that, first I'll show you GitHub. So in GitHub, firstly, I will make a new repo named Git. Okay, I have created, and GitHub will also provide you with all the commands you need to create your new
Ankita,
repo, then
just
push and
sorry to interrupt you. Can you
yes,
just
sir.
start from the basic means from login of the GitHub to everything so that they will be able to do because
Oh,
these students are not aware about that.
okay, sir. So for that, just give me a second. So this is you have to do. Firstly, whenever you are going to create an account in GitHub, you just need to sign up as you all do in normal social media and all, and then it will ask you only something. As I have created account, so it will ask you for your email address. Then after you for example, then you need to continue. Then you need to create a strong password normally as you do in other sign-ins. Okay, then you have to create a username. Username is which will be shown on your GitHub account. For example, it is shown on my here. This is your username. What it will be shown on your account whenever other are finding you on GitHub, it will find you by this username. So it should be right name or correct name. So So this it will show that username Harshita is not available. So you have to check whether, and so it is available. Then it will ask you that would you want do you want some product update on your mail or on your email via. So if you want, so you can do yes or no. Then normally that it shows for puzzle solving. Okay, and now after this you will after create account, you clicking on create account, your account will be successfully created. Nextly, it will ask you for some that what you have to include. Do you want to go for pro? It is that is paid version of GitHub, which will give you more storage than it is shown in normal. So that's all you have to do to create your account. After creating your account, you have not then you have to like you will all be able to We will be familiar with that. That is, here is you can edit your profile by adding the bio name. Name is this, which will be shown here, and all your what you can also add all your skills, that which type of programming language are you interested in, so that's if someone finds you. So this was a quick info about GitHub. So can I continue on for a minute?
Yes.
Okay. So now I'll continue here. So as I made that, means, here's a project name Git tutorial, and in this I made a file first.html. Now, firstly, to do so, firstly I will go to terminal, and first command we have to run is git init. This will initialize your project, a project repository. Let's see, git init. So this command will, here it's shown that it will initialize empty Git repository. Now it will create a Git repository. It is not on your GitHub now. Okay? It is on your local Git. Then it is now empty. Nextly, the next we have to do is git add all. Now git add all command, or here is dot. This command will add whatever the files which are contain which are in your repo. It will add to a git. For example, so git add dot will add all the files. So first .html is added to your git local repo. Then next command is for committing. So commits are in sense whatever you are doing changes. So as it is your first commit, you are means, so let's run this command. So git commit dash m is used for message, and here in message you can write whatever. Now I am making first commit, so it will, I can write here I have initialized project. Then you will do other, for example, afterwards you added a JavaScript file, so you can write in next commit that added JavaScript. This will make your project more efficient, so that you will be able to track all what changes you had done lastly. So see, it will show that one file change, that is first.html. Now, as we have committed, now we will create a branch main. So by default, all the branches in Git are master. So we are renaming a master branch to main. So dash m is for renaming the branch, and I'm renaming it to the main. Then it is renamed. Now next is as I had made it to local. Now what? How it will know that in which repository I have to add all these files. So for this, there is a command git remote add. So I have, as I have shown uh, lastly, I have made a repo called git tut. So this will show you all the commands. So it will show that whenever I have to add those files to this, so it will give you this command, and then it will add remote or remote branch for this all these files in our git underscore tut project. Now as we had done all with the commits, let's push all the changes. Pushing the changes means whatever changes you are doing on your local system will be pushed to the GitHub server. So let's run push command. So yeah, it is done. Now let's see all that on GitHub. So see, our first .html is now present in our Git. So normally what we do is that, for example, so when two to three developers are doing on this, working on the same project, so uh, we may add it all as a collaborator. Then all those collaborate on the same project, and they will having a push pull system, like one is pushing, then now as I had pushed, now what happens in the project that uh, there's also a command named git log. So git log command is used to track all the commits. So at this time I had done commit initialize project. And then now let's say now I had made other file, for example index.js. So and now I have to now again commit those file on my GitHub. So there is also so let's do it again. Again, we have to run the command git add whenever you are committing, or whenever you are committing on a committing on GitHub. All each and every time you have to run git add, git commit, and git push. These three command will be compulsory. Git init is only we have to use it only first time when we initialize the repo. After that, you don't have to need you don't need to use git init command. So I'll again run git add all file. This will add this index.js to a git. Then again I'll run git commit, and this time I will write a message added js. So it will show that one file change. Here it will show index.js. So now if I run command git status, so it will show that okay, now I had committed. So it will show that index.js, this file isn't changed, that is it is isn't pushed on our GitHub. So now we'll push this index.js to origin main. So let's see. Index.js is now on your GitHub. Now there are many things that if I make a folder, if I made a file for named new.txt. This and in this file I had written everything for my convenience, that how to run the code, but I don't want to show it on GitHub. So for this there is a file. We can create a file which is named dot git ignore. So what's the use of this file is that in this file we can write the name of all those files which we don't want to show on your GitHub. For example, I will write here start.txt. So as start, I have written that start.txt, so it will ignore all the text file in my folder. So if now I will write as I have created a new .txt, and I will create other, for example style.css. So now, and I will push all those changes again on GitHub. Git add, then git commit, for example, added CSS, then git push. So after pushing, you can see that it has added style.css git ignore, but it has not added that new.txt what I had created. So in git ignore file, you can write all those file name which you want that git should ignore those files, and this file will be totally ignored for git. It will not scan for commit, not scan for log. This file, it will look like it doesn't exist in your git project. Okay, then next is pull. So what if that now I am pushing, so after that if any other developer, so that as I told 2 to 3 developer work in the same code base. So for example the xyz person added readme to the project on from his local machine and pushed to the project. For example, here this is readme file. Okay, so someone committed from his local machine. Now it's on GitHub, but it isn't on my local machine. As you can see, it isn't on my local machine. For that, I'll just run a command git pull. So git pull is in sense pulling all the commits, all the changes which is now there in my repo. So you can see readme file is now in my local machine. So these are all simple commands. There's also a command named git status. So as this all files are there, this all style index first.html, this all files are there in my GitHub. What if I create now other file, for example new.html? So it isn't on my GitHub. So after running git status, So this will show that new.js name file is untracked file, that is uh, it is new file and I had created and it isn't in my GitHub. So I will commit by adding it on git add. So these were all the simple commands which you have to run. So the main concept which you should know is git init, git add, git commit, git push, and git pull. These are all the main terms you should remember. There's one more term named git clone. So if, as I told, there are many open source repo on GitHub. So if you have to clone other one's repository, for example, there is a repo named PageRank. So if I want it, it is on Git, it is hosted on GitHub, and but I want this repo on my local machine. So what I will do is create a folder named PageRank. Okay. So I have created it. Now open I will open it in a terminal. I will open terminal from my desktop and simply write git clone, git clone, and here in that repo the link is given for cloning the repo. You have to just go to code, and here in this https you the link is given to clone the repo. Just copy that link, right click git clone and paste that link, so it will clone the repo. So now go to that folder, then code dot this will open the current folder in VS Code. So you see that as see whole project is cloned as it was there in my GitHub. So this was all about cloning and then commits based on GitHub. Any doubts? Hello, sir.
Yes, Harshita.
Okay, so I am done with Git. Now Vedika will continue for GitHub.
Okay, okay.
It will.
Anybody having any doubts from the students? Okay, you can continue.
Okay, sir. Vedika will continue for GitHub now.
Yeah, Vedika.
Good afternoon, friends. Myself Vedika Vikas Sontake and completed my diploma from Government Polytechnic Amravati, and currently I am pursuing my degree, that's BTech from the Vishwakarma Institute of Technology, Pune. And now I will show you the basic information about the GitHub and how actually GitHub works. Okay, so for that I am using the my page. So this is the basic structure of the GitHub where everything is located. So in the overview section, we can see the repositories which are the most popular in our page. Then this is our contributor section where we can see that what we contribute in the last year. So for that there is a green marks given to us, and it will show you how much we contribute to the each month. Then these contribution activities will show you the comments which we have gone to the which repositories. So for example, there are 3 commits in the March section. Then there are the 16 commits in the February section. Then there is one repository section which will show you that how much repository is present in our page. So there are this repository. If I open any one of the repository, we can, okay. So this repository structure is like this. So there is one readme file. So if any XYZ person visit to my repository and he don't know anything about that, so he just need to read this readme file. So he will get all the information about what actually project consists of. Okay, so then there is one language section where the everything related to the language that which language we have used for creating our project is given, such as here we have given the CSS, JavaScript, PHP. Then how many people are working on the given project, so that is given to the contributor section. For example, here the name of the two people is given as they are contributing in this project. So we all know that the GitHub supports the contribution, or it is mainly depend on the contribution. So how actually contribution is done? So for that we just have to go to the settings section, and in the contributor we need to add the name of the contributor which we want to add. So for example, when I go to the add people and search for the any name, and suppose I search for the Harshita, and then the request for the Harshita will be get sent to this email, and if she accept that request, then he will get the message that you are added to this contribution. Okay, so for that here we can see that there is one name as a Pranav Sangha, and he is contributing for this event. Then in the code section we have the name as commits. So these are the commit which should be in the limited words, and so that anyone can understand what actually our project consists of and on which date the commits have gone. There are total 8 commits in this section. So we get the information about that on which date the commit is given, and who committed for the section, and what is the commit actually done. There is one go to file session, as there are many folders, subfolders, and I have to visit to the some file which is located inside some other folder. I just need to search here. Suppose I search for the dashboard, and okay, so here I will get to the know about this file, that is dashboard.php, and if I open, I will get the complete code of this file. Okay, then if I want to clone this repository, there are many ways, such as I just need to download this zip file, and after converting this zip, we will get the complete information of that code or the complete project, so that I can use it in my local machine. Then HTTPS, this is the link which I can use for the cloning purpose. I just need to copy and use the git clone command for that. And from this go to file, I can add and upload the file to our repository from the itself GitHub page. Now if I go to the random one repository, name as the data structure, and now I will show you the VS Code how manually works for that. So suppose this is my repository of the data structure and all these folders, and I will choose one random file from that, that is add polynomial. Initially we don't have any commit for that. Suppose I add the one comment for this in the file as on the number 1, such as add polynomial. We can see that the color of these files and folders where the file is located will get changed here. So it means that it will show you that this is the unchanged. If I press the button here, it will show that 11 seconds ago I do the changes and which is uncommitted. Okay, so if I will need to push that commit, I just need to go for the source control section, add some commit, add commit new, and I just need to click on the button commit. Then there are 3 buttons where I just need to go to the pull and push section, and here from that I just need to push. Okay, so here I just give the commit as new commit, and if I go to the data structure folder and just reload it, we just get, here we can see that the commit new which is updated now, and I just need to go where the commit has done. When I click on the commit new button, we will see that here there is one red line and the green line which shows that the add polynomial is a commit which I have done in this project or in this file. So initially this is blank and this is added with the green line. So this is the way which how GitHub flexible and how GitHub tells us the what actually is working in this directory. And the status each and every second will be get updated. And here all the commits are given, that is 37 commits, and when the commit is done, then which commit is done, and who committed this section is everything is given here. Then also VS Code supports to show the all the commits in this section. Also here one commit section where it will show you the which commit is done, on which branch it is done, and when it is done. Everything is updated here. Okay, so that's all from my side. Now Harshita will tell you about the Hacktober Fest, which is conducted by the GitHub.
Okay.
Thanks, Vedika. Ashita, please, you can take
Yes, sir. So, before telling about Hacktoberfest, I would like to make students familiar with one more concept. It is GitHub code spaces. So, GitHub also provide code spaces for making your all project. For example, if we are to make a project on, for like say Django, so you can use this template. Then you can use all this template for creating a new project. It will provide you with a project, or else there is also option for working on your current any current repo. For example, if I go and create a new code space, and then I'll search for repository. For example, there is a repo. As I'm at git underscore tut repo, so I'll select on this, then I'll create code space. So as of for doing it in your local system, you have to install everything. For example, if you have to run Java project, then and you have to install all JDKs and all. For Python, installing Python, then it will provide in code spaces. You will get all virtually, so you don't need to install anything externally. So for this you can work on code spaces too. For example, for you can also run a Linux command on this, and means you can work on this so that it would be more easy for you. So this was all about code spaces. Now now let's continue for Hacktoberfest. So Hacktoberfest is a 1 month long event which is hosted by Digital Ocean and GitHub. In this, what you have to do, you will get 1 month, and then in this 1 month, you have to contribute on four to five repository which are open source. For example, I'll show one. So for I have as I had done Hacktoberfest, so uh, for that I had made a repository named Space Biology Superhero, and this was a website. Then for that we have to put a Hacktoberfest tag on that, and then we have to see issues. So as I told, you can create issues or others. So someone will create issue on your project that it isn't responsive, that is, as someone say, make it responsive. So we'll assign that issue to other, or else you can make issue on others repo that this your this project is not working, it has this issue. So that person will assign you with that issue, and then you can solve it. And after solving it, after successfully solving it, and when the owner of that project, if he or she successfully merged your pull request, that is, you had done all the changes and pushed it on that particular repo, so you will create a pull request from this section, pull request, as told by Vedika. So if your pull request was successfully merged by that particular person, you'll get one pull request successfully merged. And then when four pull requests are successfully merged, you'll get that you had successfully done Hacktoberfest. You'll get Hacktoberfest t-shirts and swags, and also one you can get one tree planted by your name. It's all done for making more open source contribution, and this will boost your skills for open source also. So you can try for this. Hacktoberfest is an event which is hosted every year on in the month of October. So this year you should try if you are all fully familiar with Git and GitHub.